Certain relationships are very tough. And sometimes you feel that you can't win. You just can't win. You try to mind your business, stay to yourself. And once you get involved with certain people or just people in general, it brings drama. Okay. And, I really don't like that, especially even more so as I get older. But even when I was younger, kind of like to be more in the cut than in the drama. And what's been very tough is is to stay out of drama. It's because people want to suck you into their storm. There's the saying that don't let them suck you into your storm, pull them into your peace. I've read that quote online and I've reflected on that through my life experiences, and that's almost impossible. Really, the odds are they're going to suck you into their storm more than you're going to pull them into your peace. So really, when you're faced with a storm, literally and figuratively, as an example, really what you're trying to do is find cover and survive the storm. I used to joke with some people I know, like, we're in the tornado of pain, meaning that, we're dealing with someone that's just crazy. And when you're in that situation, really, you say less and you just try to survive it. And they also say too, like when you find the conversation going to a very negative place, the best thing you can do is just really keep quiet more. Now, it's a very delicate thing because if you pull away too quick from someone, if you put up a boundary too fast, they almost take that as a disrespect and they almost lash out more. When really that's not what you're trying to do. There's always different perspectives. From your perspective, when you're in a place where you feel it's unhealthy, and if you're trying to like respectfully get out of it by just being quiet or just separating yourself or whatever, you're just trying to survive it. You're just trying to stay in a healthy place. For some people, they look at it as, you're saying F you or you're judging them, and you just can't win with that type of person. And that'll happen in your life in relationships with family members, friends, associates, people, and relationships. If I had to speak to a young person, what should you major in? Well, a big part of life is really navigating relationships. So while I don't know if I would say necessarily study psychology, because really that's not a tangible thing, unless you're going to be a therapist. If you're going to be a therapist, you're going to struggle. I mean, I give therapists, really, I guess, as I reflect on life, I got a bird chirping behind me. It just birds busting my balls. I'm trying to give a message over here. That's why I can't even get along with the birds. But I love the birds. But I would share with you that, for a therapist, like I think their main gift they got to have is just the capacity to listen to someone almost endlessly and not get too involved and not even just listen. I mean, and to me, I can listen, but at a certain point in a conversation, I want to, if there's an issue, I want to correct it and I want to push forward, and I don't want to dwell on sadness. But that's very hard because many people do the opposite. They really are not looking for a solution. They really want to dwell on the sadness, and it's very hard for them to push forward, which I empathize. And I do understand there's value of just sharing without a solution, right? You just got to let it out. That's value, but that's one part of it. It's not the whole part of it. So, and this is too, I guess, why for me, it's best to be single. Everyone's different. I respect relationships. I respect everyone. But, there's no way around it. If you're not going to be single, you're going to get caught in a lot of drama. Whether man or woman, doesn't matter. It's not a thing. It's just relationships is what they are. It's the nature of the beast. And even in life, and even I found this in social media sharing, it's like everyone, the more people you share with, the more people they may or may not get offended, and they may or may not think you're talking about them, and you just can't win. It's like the saying too, the internet is undefeated. And the reason is saying that, because you really can't win. It's, not to say that you're always right or I'm always right. It's just, I guess the message that I'm trying to get at in this video is remembering for all of us that it's very hard to maintain your well-being. Okay, and to me, that's a very big goal in my life. Like I have goals, and I think you should have goals, and a lot of them fail, but you're still going to end up better in life with goals. You got to fall after you get back up. You got to fall. You got to get back. Excuse me. You got to get back up after you fall, though. That's the key with any goal. Okay, because you're going to fall. There's no way around it. But if you stay in bed, you're going to feel more suffering. So that's the way to get out of bed. So I say to myself, one of my goals, okay, is well-being, just being in a good space physically, mentally, emotionally, right? And I work very hard at it to get my physical, emotional health developed and still developing it, right? And same thing financially, live below my means so I could be financially free. I do all these things basically to live a better quality life, okay? Better quality, what the relationship with myself and then the relationship with people around you. But what you realize is, one is certain people are just at a different point in their journey, right? Which I've been, right? So sometimes some people have been further along in their journey than me, and we just couldn't sync up. And I may have took that the wrong way, or it just didn't work out. And so you got to remember that in life, and I'm speaking to people out there, whoever it may apply or may not to, don't worry. Is just I'm letting you know that just keep working on you. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about other people as far as like what you need to do for you, because we may be at different points in the journey. And we're not married. I mean, this is why I'm single, too. This is why I'm staying, guys. I tell you, there's pros and cons to everything. But I like to be by myself. And I don't like to be involved in too much BS, because it's just certain people you can't win with, man. And even if you're single, even dealing with just people, it's like, damn, I can't win. And I don't like that space, because then I don't want to just be hurtful for the sake of being hurtful. I'm not spiteful. So the dynamic when you get to a point with a place with someone you can't win, even if there's just all right, when you get to a dynamic with a person you can't win, it's very tough, because either you're going to stay in that relationship, whatever it is, friendship, family member, lover, someone you just talk to, it doesn't matter. You're going to have to not be yourself, okay? Because obviously something about you, when you're trying to take care of yourself, or when you're in a different part of the journey and someone isn't, you're out of sync, there's going to be some type of issue, okay? And either you're going to have to totally curve your life to suit them, and at the demise of your own well-being, because you can't be yourself, and I'm not talking about like, avoiding apologizing if you did something wrong. I'm talking about there's an issue when really you're not really doing anything disrespectful. You're just kind of like being yourself, and you kind of just don't want to focus on the drama, or just like everything you do, this person has a problem with it. It's like, wow, like they're hurt all the time. I'm hurt. You did this. Oh, whoa. Damn, I ain't even know, like, I ain't do nothing. So what I'm saying is, if you can't be yourself, they're going to control you. Okay. And if they're going to control you, and a lot of people are into that, then you're going to live a tough life, and they're not going to change. You're going to be prisoner. So it's tough, man. Don't want to be disrespectful though either, but that's why I tell you that you get to a certain point, all you can do is change your number, avoid contact, walk away, and even that's going to be a problem. But it's better than going toe to toe with someone that you're not in sync with and you can't win with. Because if you can't win, you can't win. I mean, you got to accept that. You got to accept people for who they are. And even as I get older, I accept that certain people, maybe they don't accept me. We're just not on the same page. That's okay. I mean, that's what I mean. I'm an honest evaluator. It's okay. I get it now. Just I'm not for that person, etc. And that takes a while to get to that point. So, but either way, I hope this video basically just talking about relationships. When we get to a point in them where you can't win, they're always like, poking at you, and whether it's for drama, their own insecurities or whatever, and it doesn't matter man or woman. I don't want to make this a gender thing. It's just a personality type. Because as I get older, the biggest thing I realize is you want to be around people that you vibe with. Nothing's perfect. We all have problems, but I don't want to fight my inner circle. I don't want to disrespect people for the sake of disrespecting them. But I also don't want to be caught, or I also don't want to hear the same stuff, or I also just don't want to not be able to be myself. I mean, why am I even an adult then? I can't be myself? Within reason, I'm saying. So I don't want to know anyone's problems. I want to just live my life And I want you to live your life. I want you to solve your problems. I want you to live a great life. And I don't want to disrespect people. But I want to be able to put up boundaries to live my own life, okay, without bothering you. If I'm not bothering, this I always feel, and this is, I'm wrapping this up. I always feel like if I'm not bothering someone, don't bother me. Okay? That's fair. That's not disrespect. Okay? Thank you.